thought I had it all figured out.
Right.
I thought I knew the plan. I thought I knew the pathway. But the minute I took that leap, God caught me and he swept me up. And he partnered me with you. Which
I hear the violins. Do you hear the violins?
I could have never expected.
Yeah.
I could have never expected. I said to somebody the other day, I couldn't want high enough.
Ooh, that's yummy.
I thought I knew what I wanted, but I couldn't even want high enough.
That's yummy,
for what God had for me when I was able to actually take the leap, because I was comfortable. I knew that job like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
Right? I could come in there and get it done. It was the back of my hand. I had an amazing team. I could do that with my eyes closed. But I was comfortable and uncomfortable at the same time.
So it was familiar.
It was familiar.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It was what I knew.
Right.
And I didn't know who I was outside of that golden cage.
Yeah.
And so a mutual friend of ours who was a colleague of mine introduced us and said, I've got a sister I need you to meet. Yeah. And he said, I feel like you all have like-minded spirits. I was the head of procurement. She was bidding on some business at the time. And he introduced us and we went out to lunch. We went out twice. The first time we went out with a bunch of people, but we knew there was a connection. The second time we went out, we shut the place down.
Yeah. They were sweeping around us, everybody. They were like, you know what? You guys seem like you're having too much fun.
Yeah.
So let us work around you because we're closing, but it's fine.
It was amazing because I recognized very quickly in you an authenticity that's very rare.
Oh.
You know, I had met a lot of people, and in my job, I had the opportunity to help a lot of people, meet a lot of people. But it was something different. When you and I met, we clicked, we connected, and we showed up. I showed up as the head of procurement for Porsche Cars. You showed up as CEO of Volition Enterprises. And after a few seconds, we were just Crystal and Nicole. The more and more we described our avatar, the woman we serve. So we serve both men and women in executive coaching, change management, organizational development. We have a business called Volition Enterprises, but we also have a business called Sister Diamonds. And with Sister Diamonds, we serve a woman much like ourselves, who is the one who everybody calls when they need help, but she doesn't really know who to call when she needs help. She is the walking, living, breathing Olivia Pope for work, for family, for the community. She is the high achiever who's achieved a certain amount of success and realized you can't achieve happy. That was me.
Yeah. That was me.
That was me. I was living, I like to say, in a golden cage. I was going to work every day. I had a great job. It was a job. With great perks and great benefits. I had the houses, the cars, the trinkets, the trash, the travel, all the things you could imagine. But I felt like I wasn't living my ultimate, most meaningful yet. I was doing a lot of great things, a lot of amazing things. Anybody looking at me would say, oh, she's got an amazing life. But I knew that I wasn't living up to my full potential. I knew God was calling me for more.
Yeah.
And one day, you know, I told you this since I'd gone to South Africa. I was on the top of Table Mountain with some friends. And it was the closest I ever felt to God. I'm looking out and I'm like, he's got to hear me now. If he's never heard me before, he has got to hear me now because I am literally in the clouds. It was just so beautiful. So we decided to pray. And I heard my soul say, God, I want to travel the world, serve your people, and not worry about resources. Mm-hmm. When you say go left, I want to be able to go left. When you say go right, I want to be able to go right. And I don't want to have to fill out a vacation slip. And I don't want to get anybody else's permission for what you are calling me to do. And I actually heard my soul say it. My brain was like, what? How you going to do that?
Right.
How are you going to do that? Right? Because you've got responsibilities with a capital R and you've got this job. So how are you going to do that? And right now, that was probably 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And right now I am actually living in that, which is my ultimate most meaningful yet.
Yeah.
It's amazing that God uses it all.
Oh, absolutely.
And we don't always realize when we're in an assignment that it's just for a period of time.
For that season.
And he will use it to build credibility.
Yes.
So now in your nonprofit and all your other businesses that you're doing, you're an actress, those things of the past, God is using, that's your resume, right?
Absolutely, yes.
They were assignment building.
I receive it.
Girl, it was just an assignment.
I receive it.
Yeah.
And when we feel pain is when we stay in an assignment too long.
Overstay.
For a point in my life, you know, I'm thinking, okay, because I'm not doing this right now. I'm not doing this right now. People are comparing me. People are this is it. She's not doing this. They're doing that. This. I'm thinking that, okay, so I'm putting myself down.
Yes.
At the same time. But at the same time, I was growing. Yes. And I'm glad that I got to grow outside of the spotlight. It gave me more time to focus on who I am and who I'm supposed to be, who I'm supposed to become.
Yes.
And how to depict certain situations and things like that. So, and every day, it's still a struggle. Oh. I wake up every morning like, Lord, I just want to live and don't die, protect me and my family and all that and the people that I love. And every day there's a new lesson that is being taught and something else to be learned. And so that's why I don't seek perfection, because the day that I seek perfection, then I won't be able to see God.
I'm the only person that's like, wait a minute, I still got to work harder. I still need to do more.
No, you're not the only one. That was me too.
We've all been in that space. And sometimes you can quickly get back there because every time you're elevated to your next, first of all, God is here. He's back there. He's up in the front. Mm-hmm. But the thing that is so cool is recognizing he's always in the not yet, preparing for your arrival. Mm-hmm. The same way he's here, the same way he was there, he's ever present, ever present. So it's kind of like when you know that, what keeps you in the space of still feeling like
the dishwasher.
Like you still need one more person, just one more, which we know is not truth, because when that one more shows up, but I just need one more after the one more.
Right.
To say you're good.
Right. A year and a half ago, I was at a conference in Mexico. I had paid all this money to go to a big, massive conference, and I'm sitting in the audience and they do this meditation, and I'm in the meditation and I'm like, God, what's my next offer? Like, what's my next thing? Like this, like the podcast stuff is there, but it's not taking off yet. Like, I'm not making enough money. Like, I'm not talking enough. Like, how should I be talking? How should I be showing up? What's the next offer? And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I got 30 minutes. I know I can come up with something. That's why I'm here. I am intentional about this outcome. I'm in this meditation. I'm like, God, I've given you my intentions. Tell me the thing. And I'll be damned. This is what I heard. Clear as day. Don't you go looking for another single stranger to help until you use these resources to help your son.
Ooh.
And I was like, ooh. Oh.
That's yummy.
Got it. I was like, I'm literally looking for more time to sacrifice, to help someone else I don't know, when God gave me this human. And I'm like, next month, next week, mommy's got to go to this thing. Not right now. Oh, you're too young to understand. Like, I heard like, no, go pour your resources into your child and I will give you the resources you need to do the things that you're trying to do, but you're focused on the wrong thing.
Can you talk to our viewers and listeners about the concept of daily bread? We talk about helping people to understand there are those seasons where you're in an overflow.
Yes.
And it's coming from every side. We don't believe money is the only currency. Every blessing that you can think of is coming from everywhere. But there are those seasons when you said, I didn't know what was next.
Yeah.
Where you look in the cupboard and it's food for today. You're not sure
No.
what
It ain't
tomorrow.
even food for the day.
It's
the
food for
cupboard
this meal. Right.
The
It's
cupboard
empty,
is empty.
and you get
And somebody knock on the
piece.
door
Right.
with breakfast,
Right.
lunch, and dinner.
Right? And folk often are like, I need to have a Costco version in this cupboard. I need to have leftovers on leftovers and know where it's going. I'm Caribbean, so I got that bad.
Right.
The freezer, the refrigerator, it's got to be full to capacity for me to feel like I'm still in the tribe.
Right.
But we go through those seasons where it's daily bread and you may just have breakfast.
Right.
You don't even know what lunch is.
Right. I can say this. Let me just say this. Before the pandemic, I didn't know how to budget money, to be honest with you. I struggled. But during the pandemic, it allowed a lot of people to make a lot of money, right? But a lot of people wasn't smart about what they did with their money.
That's true.
I banked everything because I didn't have to go nowhere. I didn't have to buy clothes. I didn't have to do this. I didn't have to do that. So I have in my bank account is very nice. So now I don't have to feel like I'm desperate, or when those times come, I don't have any work to feel like I got to go out here and hustle for anything. I allow that time for God to pour into me, for me to be able to have a sensible understanding of where I'm going next. So to me, what I feel, when you do have a large bag, save that bag, because you don't know what tomorrow's going to lead to.
Yeah, and you know, it's powerful that you said that, because I've been through those seasons myself, right? And I have had a season where God has said, you know, I'm going to take away, we call it the locust experience. I'm going to take away all your storehouse, right? I'm going to take it away, and I need you to just trust me. Right? Because faith is when you can't see it, right? You just have to believe that it's gonna happen. And a lot of times we have that faith that is like, long as my bank account is nice, then I have faith that I can do it.
Right.
I have faith that it's gonna happen. But can you have faith when you don't have any ability, right? And that season for me was so hard, because it was like, okay, I thought I had, the mustard seed faith. Like, God, surely I have mustard seed faith. Surely I have mustard seed faith. He's like, no, you don't. You know why? Because your faith is based on what you can do, not what I can do.
That part.